is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Friday, there he is. He's ready to
Hello.
go. He's locked and loaded. Omar Kelly, how you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
I'm good as can be, considering draft is ongoing. It's boring. Not many things. I'm just having my dinner now, so excuse the occasional fry.
It's all good, bro. You can do whatever you want, man. It's digital. We love it. It's good for people to know that we're just like everybody else. We got to do our thing, and even on the go sometimes, like you're doing it right now.
Absolutely.
My prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to trade down because I don't know if there's they must love the player that they're going to take in the third round pick. If they don't love that guy, Omar, I think if they can find somebody that they think is the same 10, 15 picks from now, from that 102, I think they're going to say, let's go get a couple extra picks for tomorrow.
You got to have a willing trade partner, but I really don't look at.
I mean, we're watching trades left and right. Every 2 or 3 picks, there's a damn trade. So I'm saying you're right. You're right. There has to be somebody ready to tango with you. But my point is, if they have the opportunity, I think they're going to trade down here because at the back end of any round, you got to kind of be thinking, well, at the beginning of the next round, isn't it kind of the same guy? Yeah, we can wait. Let's take this pick right now. Let's take this trade right now and take a pick. I'm just saying, what do you think about that?
There are really only 2 positions on the team that I think going, and I wrote a column about this, and it's really a credit to what Chris Greer has done in the last 4 off seasons. There's center, and then there's inside linebacker. Outside of that, there is a player that I'm confident can do an adequate, if not better than adequate job as a starter, and a young player that is young enough to develop and groom and get better. And that's across the board at every position, even tackle on the right side of the offensive line. If you can't figure it out with Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, Liam Eichenberg, Solomon Kinley, Robert Jones, Greg.
Well, then you screwed up massively.
Get Greg Little. If you can't find 2 starters out of 6 players who are all early draft picks,
I agree.
Like,
that's a disaster. No, that's a disaster.
Something is wrong. Yeah.
No, but that's why you have these coaches. So they're the ones that are supposed to fix this, really, in the end. So we're going to find out. Okay. Did you cringe at any names that you thought maybe could land to 102 for them? Because when James Cook went, bro, I was kind of like, man, I really would have liked to see him.
I've always had my eye on the Georgia linebacker Tyndall.
Yes.
But now that Dean is falling,
all those injuries, and he doesn't want to have shoulder surgery. He wants to do it naturally, a la Tannehill or something. I don't know, dude. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know all of the specifics about what's going on, why he's falling, and injuries. And a small linebacker with injuries, that could be problematic. But he's one hell of a player.
He is, but you just said it. A small linebacker that's injury prone. I mean, he has a laundry list of injury history, and he currently has a shoulder injury, and he doesn't want to have operation on it. So that's
linebacker with a shoulder injury. That's a bad mix.
An undersized linebacker with a shoulder injury. Don't forget that other one. Okay,
yeah,
that's kind of scary, man. I'm just saying. But was there a name that was taken? Like Luke Fortner was another guy, the Kentucky kid. I thought maybe that might be a nice little project to try to get in the 3rd or 4th rounds, and he went very early in the 3rd round.
I like the Arizona State center and then the Wake Forest center.
Okay.
So those are 2 young guys. And I really don't want to be desperate and take a center in the 3rd round. I mean, to me, you're watching Alex Wright, the UAB linebacker. I don't think this is a very sexy draft. I don't think it's a good draft. And And to be honest with you, I don't think the Dolphins have that many needs.
Right.
And you know, it's not like you can't get away with playing inside linebacker, playing in Landon Roberts for another season, and Duke Riley and Jerome Baker, you know, making it work at inside linebacker, because you can. So
Right.
to me, it's just to take the best available player, because truthfully speaking, you don't have that many needs on this roster, and Chris Greer does not draft based on needs.
No, he does. He'll take the best guy.
So we might be looking at another tight end. Like that's Chris Greer's way, which I don't object to.
Right. Well, I don't think he'll take a tight end. But is there a value position right now you think that is falling at 1 or 2 outside of the linebacker that has all the
quarterback? Quarterback value position. Quarterback. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Malik Willis. I'm not a huge fan.
Right.
Damn, 3rd round guy. Most people projected as a top 15 pick, would be the first quarterback taken. And I'm a Sam Howell fan. I really am. I do believe in Sam Howell.
I do like I like the Pitt kid that got taken in the 1st round. You know, it's funny, Omar, because every year we talk about this, and every year people reach for quarterbacks.
Yes, and
no
this
matter
is the
what,
year they're not reaching for quarterbacks.
Exactly, dude. This is the year they actually like showed discipline and didn't take Blaine Gabbert at number 4 overall. And you know, and didn't
I really think that when we saw that the Giants didn't do a 5th-year option on Daniel Jones, I really think that was the moment where we saw the league said, okay, enough of the dumb shit, like regarding quarterback. Nobody's traded for Baker Mayfield. Nobody's trading for Sam Darnold. You know, I'm a Jimmy G fan, so I think a team could be smart trading for him, but I think he's fine staying at 49ers and being a starter, and they'll probably be in Super Bowl contention again. But, you know, they're not reaching. This is a draft where, you know, generally people are reaching or trading up to get the talent that they want, because I don't think there's going to be that much talent. I think this draft is over in the 5th round, to be honest with you. So
then you're telling me you think those 2 7th rounders are going to be traded up for a 6 or something like that? So what you're saying?
Nah.
Please tell me that, because then the broadcast ends a little earlier tomorrow. So that's actually
I think those 2 7th rounders are going to be guys that you want, and you don't want to priority free agents that you want, and you don't want to compete for them. That's what I think. Those last 2 7th. And I think 7 rounders have value, because I think some of these priority free agents are going to be just as good as these 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks.
Are you a Spiller guy?
First name, school?
Huh?
Spiller. Which Spiller?
Do you like? First of all, is running back for you even an option?
No.
Right now. Why?
Because I think you've got 4 on your roster now that are pretty good quality. When you know, you got Mozart and you've got the kid from Arizona, Robert. What is it?
Chase
Edmonds. Okay.
Chase Edmonds. Yes, I got you.
Then you got Gaskin, who's been your starter for the last few years. You can say whatever you want about him, but maybe if you give him a better line, he'd give you better production. He was like the 5th or 6th most productive player per game in the 2020 season. And then
I like Spiller because he's shifty. He's the Texas A&M kid, Isaiah Spiller.
Yeah,
and he's shifty, and he's a guy that can go, you know, east-west, and runs hard too. On top of all of that, and he's got some size, and he's still on the board. So Cook was one of those guys I like. I like Pierre Strong also, the kid from South Dakota State. But Spiller is another one of those guys that I think could be an option for them. That's why I asked you.
You know what? I wouldn't draft the back, and here's why I wouldn't draft the back. one, you got 5 on your roster you want to invest in. That includes Jared Oates. And when I say you, I mean Chris Greer. And second, by the time you get to training, by the time you end training camp, there's going to be 15 backs out there that are going to be of quality that, can get the job done on the waiver wire, practice squad. Why would you invest in another back that you're going to have to keep on your roster? Like right now, you draft one, you either got to cut Savan Ahmed, or you got to keep 5 backs on your roster, and I just don't see that happening.
But do you really think like Savan Ahmed is a guy that you desperately have to keep?
I think that when Mike McDaniel sees Savan Ahmed in OTAs and training camp, he's going to fall in love because he is everything that Mike McDaniel likes. And I was surprised at how bad he had of a second season because he was killing it in camp. And when the action got real, he just disappeared. But the ability is there.
Okay.
Remember, Raheem Mostert was on the Dolphins practice squad. I didn't even remember he was on the Dolphins practice squad for like half the season. So sometimes these guys who are on your depth chart, deep on your depth chart, sometimes they're quality.
Okay. If there's not a, so what position would you like to see for the 3rd or 4th round? Is there a guy that you are still looking at saying, I think that would be a really good pick for the Dolphins?
The Tyndall kid from Georgia, the linebacker.
You like the Chanel kid too from Wisconsin? I don't think he's been taken either.
Yeah. And I like the punt god.
But I already told you that's not going to happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but
they already made their bed already, bro. Come on.
You want to draft the Pro Bowler in the 4th round? That's the punt god.
No, I'm not arguing with you that the kid has incredible ability, which he does.
Unbelievable ability. You could change the field with a punter.
Yes, as long as he comes in and he's right. You know what I'm saying?
That dude is worth 40 yards a game. I'm taking that. 4th round, I'm taking it. Give it to me.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you something. Do you like Ricard White out of Arizona State, the running back?
I didn't
or look at Tyler Algier or Tyler Algier out of BYU.
I did not look at any running backs outside of probably the top 50 prospects. It just wasn't a need, in my opinion, for Miami. When I looked at that roster and just knowing Chris Greer's history, maybe he drafts a running back in the 7th round. Think about it. How many years have I spent banging my fist on the table for the Dolphins to take a damn running back, and they haven't until the 7th round? I'm like, so I'm not hanging my hopes on them taking a running back and then having to keep 5 on the 53-man roster. 5, not even including the fullbacks. That's ridiculous.
All right, so let me ask you: when you write your column in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, what'd you think about the Kenny Pickett selection for the Steelers?
Makes sense. Hopefully they don't make him take his gloves off. I saw the Pat White disaster when he was forced to take his glove off. If I'm a college quarterback who's thrown with gloves my whole career, I'm not letting an NFL team do that to me. I am a firm believer that the ball in the NFL is different than a college ball. And I know this because I can throw a college ball. I cannot throw an NFL ball. I can throw a college ball about 35 yards. I can't throw an NFL ball literally at all. So I think listen, there are certain teams that I don't second guess what they do. Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll even throw in the Seattle Seahawks, even though I'm a little second guessing it right now. Like Drew Lock, is that really what you're doing? Is Drew Lock really what you're doing?
Yeah, that's That's not a guy that I would gamble with at this point in time.
I mean, Pete Carroll has the collateral to do that. So, I mean, he's got it built up so he can take that investment and maybe be bad for a year so that he can get the Alabama quarterback at number one. Pete Carroll can do that.
That's why he took the big back too from Michigan State. That was so Pete Carroll when he made that selection too. All right, what else? What are you working on, by the way, in the Sun Sentinel for tomorrow?
End of the day, you'll have my top prospects for day 3. As I told you, there's a column that I wrote where I basically said, first time in 15 years, Dolphins are entering a draft, and you really don't have a need. You outside of center, there is not a glaring need, and there is. To be honest with you, I don't see that many spots on the roster. On the 53-man roster, there aren't many vacancies. You maybe a couple of linebackers, but there's going to be some. There's right now, before you even add one draft pick, there's tough decisions to make to get it down to 53.
By the way, they're bothered that you and I aren't arguing right now.
I mean,
they love when you and I argue. By the way,
yeah, I don't see a need for a running back. That's really our only disagreement. I don't.
Yeah, but it's not enough to have like a good argument like we have.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see how they're going to keep a fullback and then 5 running backs. I just don't see it from a.
I don't think that they would keep those guys. I would think that the guy they draft would go over Gaskin and Ahmed. That's what I think is going to happen if they take a running back.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I mentioned Spiller, because I think Spiller is a guy. Tyler Algier, the kid from BYU, is another guy. Leo Chanel, another guy. Channing Tiddale.
If Mike McDaniel and his coaching
these are
staff,
linebackers, and Darian Beavers, the kid from Cincinnati.
If Mike McDaniel and his coaching staff watched training camp, they will be in love with Ahmed and what he brings to the table. And I'm not saying that he's special and he's going to be a starter and he's this and he's that, but that kid had some Reggie Bush-like ability during training camp, and it just didn't pan out. And I'll give you a Brian Flores excuse. That was all coaching. It just didn't pan out this season. So I will let Brian Flores fall on that sword. I will give you that. I will push him off the ledge. I will say it was a Brian Flores' fault.
I love it. By the way, Dean is now going to the Eagles at 81, right?
Makes sense.
81. So 81, the Eagles will get the often injured linebacker at this point. There you go.
Hell of a player, though.
Huh?
He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he is. Wait a minute, 81? No, 81 went Cordell Flott. What did that tweet say? Who reported that? Who's reporting it? So he says, oh, wait a minute. The Eagles are at 83, not 81. So, so he nailed it again. He did that yesterday a couple times. Jordan Schultz broke a couple of them. So, no, the Eagles are now. So now they're going to take now. Yeah, 83 instead of 81. He just put the wrong number. But the Eagles are now taking the linebacker. So Schultz ended up breaking 2 of them yesterday in the first round, and now I guess he got this one too overall at 83. So there you go. For those of you that, even for the Dolphins, injured and all, he wasn't going to be available. How about that? There you go. All right, Omar. I appreciate you as always, my brother. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. What else you got going on the podcast?
We just started Sirius Channel 82 Daily I Am Athlete podcast. I just left the show, did the show tonight. So real work now.
Oh, yeah. So now it's radio every day there in Sirius?
I Am Athlete tonight. Yep. Radio every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9, to Mad Dog Radio Channel 82.
Now, is it all of you or is it a rotating type of thing? What
rotation?
Is it? Okay. All right, good.
Rotation.
Good for you, man. And actually, Sirius is a good company to work for.
Hey,
they're a good company.
Long as the check clears.
Well, no, I mean I get that. I get
Yeah.
that because I know you've had to deal with other places that don't pay. I get all of that. But actually, they're a good company. They're good people there, man.
Yeah.
I enjoyed working for them.
I'm learning a lot. I am absolutely learning a lot.
Yeah, they're one of the few in this business that they do a decent job, bro.
They do things first class. We have 2 production meetings every single day, which is that's new for me.
No, I know, I get it. They know how to do radio. It's not like the clown crap that you see locally at times, and I don't know what the hell they're doing at times. So yeah, it is what it is. But that's what happens when you've got a guy leading like that. What can I tell you? Anyway, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Oh, as always, we'll catch up tomorrow towards the end, and we'll get your wrap up of the draft.
Appreciate it.
All right, you got it. Be good. There you go. Omar Kelly and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins reports.